It's so crazy because a lot of girls and also their parents, they always want these girls to be explosive and develop speed. And when they're scheduling too much or playing on two teams in a season, it leaves very little room to actually get a good speed stimulus or at least get the benefit from a speed session because these girls aren't recovered enough. So let's maybe talk about the importance of recovery and just really embracing those off days, making sure they are true off days. I mean, usually with my girls, I say we are definitely not training on Fridays or maybe Sundays or a Monday. And you have to figure out in your schedule like what those off days are going to be.
Yeah, that's such an important concept. I think first to kind of talk about speed training, I think let's talk about the physiological level, what speed training does. Speed training teaches your body how to recruit those type 2 muscles. It does not build type 2 muscles. So if we have an athlete that is only training how to recruit the muscles that she has, she'll only be so fast. So if we again only emphasize speed training over resistance training, you're only training the body how to recruit the muscles that she has versus building type 2 muscles and then also concurrently teaching her body how to recruit them at the right time. With that said, that recruitment pattern is going to be highly dependent on not only her athlete's level of strength, but also her level of recovery status. Because if an athlete is too fatigued, that recruitment pattern will always be slower and it won't become an innate pattern because she's so fatigued as fast as an athlete that was very well rested. So that's what comes into play of the importance of that full rest day. And a full rest day means like full rest. Your athlete is not lazy. If she is resting, have her she go for a walk if you really need to do something, but that's about it. Her body physically needs to recover because all type of training is a stress. And my favorite saying is that stress causes fatigue, and fatigue not only helps your body adapt, but it also masks fitness. So if you're too fatigued, your body will never actually be able to turn that fatigue into adaptation and showcase that adaptation into improved fitness. So it's a constant balance of when is the time to introduce fatigue, when is the time to pull back and recover from that fatigue so my body can get better and then showcase that performance as improved fitness. But if you're always fatigued, your athlete will never be performing as well because fatigue masks fitness. So one full rest day is probably one of the easiest ways to do it. Unfortunately, it's so hard for an athlete to actually get that. So that's why I actually like to try to like keep it simple. Like, I don't care when you do this rest day. I don't care, I can tell you the ideal situation, but life is not ideal. Normally a parent has 3 other kids, you're shuttling everybody around. Just pick one day that they do nothing. And it has to be one day a week. Ideally, keep it consistently, but sometimes that just logistically doesn't happen because the coach all of a sudden, like, there's a rain delay. So now there's no game today. The game's actually tomorrow. So then take that day as a rest day. You need to be able to make sure you emphasize the importance of one rest day a week. Be flexible of when that rest day is because being rigid is going to cause you a lot of anxiety, and often that's what's going to just add to even more fatigue. And it's just being able to apply the importance of a rest day into a logistically chaotic parent schedule. So one rest day a week, make sure you're sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night. Anything less than 8 hours increases your injury risk upward to like a third to a half more than compared to an athlete that isn't, which is ridiculous, like 30% greater chance of an injury just by sleeping less than 8 hours. What an easy way to help your body. And that's because sleep is what helps dissipate or fatigue or helps your body recover. That's when the rebuilding process occurs. That's when those muscles that were broken down from all that wear and tear are able to regenerate, recover, and be stronger than they were before. Same with nutrition. If you're only focusing on sleeping and rest day, but there's no fuel in the tank, there's no building blocks, those muscles will never be able to rebuild because they have to pull from other tissues in your body, meaning break down other tissues to help rebuild those tissues. And that just leads to more fatigue. So making sure your body has enough of those fuel sources is paramount to that recovery process.
I do want to touch on what not to do on a rest day. So they shouldn't go for a long distance jog because I think a lot of people think, well, it's a lighter activity, what harm can it cause?
Mhm.
But why shouldn't girls do that on their off day? Like
Yeah,
go
same
for a 2 mile
concept.
run.
So going for a run itself is going to expose your athlete to 3 to 5 times her body weight in force. So that's just more stress. Going for a walk does not. Going for a walk is that low intensity, steady state movement. The whole point is to help get blood pumping, to help move all of those like things that are in the body, metabolites that have broken down, clear them out, help your body recover, feel less sore. That's fantastic. But higher intensity movements means greater load exposed to the body, means more breakdown. So even though you can say a jog is light, from a force standpoint, it's not. Uh, Walking is low force. So let's stick to low force activity. Going for a bike ride, going for a swim, all of those are very low impact activity. Low impact just means low force being exposed to the muscles, tendons, bones at those joints. And that's what we want to focus on if you need to do something. But that's a great day to do your homework. That's a great day to do things that are not sport related. I am a big believer in trying to move every day, but sometimes your body just can't. So like going for a walk is just a great, easy way. Get some fresh air, make it a 10-minute walk, and that's what you can do on a rest day. But anything more than that is just not a rest day.
And it also hinders that speed development going for that long, slow jog on those off days because you're going to be more fatigued, but then you're training all your slow twitch muscle fibers. And that
Exactly.
definitely does not help with your speed. So,
Yeah, you literally in
yeah,
a jog taught your body, no, recruit the slow muscles instead. So
right.
you're literally having two very different training. You're teaching your body two very different things, and then you're wondering why you're not getting faster.
Yep. Yeah, if anyone listening, if you want to improve speed, please stop going for those long, slow distance runs. You are better off taking a full recovery day. And I really like your suggestion to also focus on something maybe non sport related. I really like the idea of maybe cooking with your family or learning how to make a balanced meal. I mean, that's going to go a much further way than going for a jog that's only going to catabolize your muscles more and make you a slower and less explosive athlete.